Viewers, the day after Prime Minister Modi announced next generation GST reforms, the Congress has now demanded an official paper on GST 2.0 for an informed and wider debate. That's what they're calling it. They're saying that the rework tax regime should be truly a good and simple tax and not like the growth suppressing tax. Congress party's statement has been shared by Jairam Ramesh, and it said that Prime Minister Modi has finally woken up to the fact that economic growth would simply not accelerate unless transformation of the GST regime takes place. Meanwhile, remember, BJP IT cell head Amit Malviya has hit back at the Congress party, accusing it of political opportunism. So that's the latest reaction that is coming in from the opposition as far as the GST 2.0 is concerned. Remember, this was announced by the Prime Minister on Independence Day, and that has taken a political, turn here, as perhaps was expected. The Congress party now reacting to it. The BJP, meanwhile, hitting back, saying that the government and the Prime Minister have finally woken up, as they are saying that GST should be reformed, that this should be truly a good and simple tax, instead of what they are calling the previous GST as growth suppressing tax. Now, the BJP has hit back, saying this is only political opportunism by the Congress party and that they really have no substance or proof of what they are accusing the BJP and the centre of. Let me go across to Tejshri, my colleague. Tejshri, a political war of words, as expected, has erupted over the announcement on GST that was made on the 15th of August. What more do you have?
Well, what we are getting to know from our sources is that the government's proposal will be now to reducing the tax slabs from 4 slabs to 2 slabs. Right now, there are 4 slabs, that is 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. But now government wants just to cut it down to 2 slabs, that is 5% and 18%. And majority of the items will be kept under the 5% category, and others will be kept under the 18% category. Now the politics and the war of words have erupted over it, where the Congress leader Jairam Ramesh has posted on social media handle where he mentions about how government, they wanted, the opposition is demanding that the GST should be in a more simplified manner. As of now, it's quite complex and the states should get compensation, states should get relief. So on the other hand, we have seen that it's Amit Malviya, BJP IT cell head, who is hitting out at Jairam Ramesh, saying that first, that's the hypocrisy of the Congress party, because first on one hand, now Congress party is trying to take the credit of the GST. Not just that, but also, in fact, it was Congress party and the opposition who called GST as the Gabbar Singh tax. They opposed it, and now when government is trying to simplify it, government is trying to bring it in an easier way, government is shrinking upon from bringing 4 slabs of taxes to two slabs, that is 5% and 18%, as we are talking about. So it is the Congress party who is trying to not just politicize, but also, in fact, trying to take the credit of this entire matter. So politics has erupted over it. We'll have to see what happens when the slabs cut down to the slab which is right now into 4 categories. What happens when it will be cut down to the 2 categories? But politics continues over it. We'll have to see that what happens next, how other opposition parties particularly react to it, and how will it help the states as well in terms of compensation and relief.
Yeah, Tejshri, stay with me. Let's also go to Pragya, my colleague, who's getting us more on this. Pragya, there is, of course, an intense political war of words that has erupted between the BJP and the Congress party. What more do you have as far as the BJP's response is concerned?
Well, basically, this is a proposal that has gone from centre to the group of ministers, which is on rate rationalization. The head of the GOM is Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, because states also have the equal shareholding in GST, and this is the reason why centre is not in those GOMs, and this is why the centre has proposed this rate rationalization of just having 2 slabs. In fact, there may be politics over it, but there is a larger reform that the centre has proposed, and to the benefit of common man. You know, the commodities that has been used by common man and is being used by common man will be under 5% slab, which will obviously reduce the prices and which will obviously reduce the GST, but also increase the consumption. So the ministry is also geared up, but this is a proposal that will benefit the common man most of the time, and also the classification issue and the litigation issues were too much into the 4-slab thing. So they have simplified it, that one item, irrespective of how it is served and how it is sold, it should be put into same tax slab. So this is the simplification process and reforms that the minister is proposing. The GOM has already received the proposal. Center is going to speak with all the states in coming weeks. They're engaging with states. They also know that the states are equal shareholders in GST Council. And this is why the reach out has already begun from the center side.
All right. Pragya, I will keep coming back to you for more on this. Let me also quickly go across to my colleague Meenakshi, who's getting us more of the political reactions that have come in. Meenakshi, over to you.
Yes, Shreya. So the two reactions you were speaking of, Jairam Ramesh's statement and the BJP Amit Malviya's rebuttal to the same. So this is what Jairam Ramesh had to say. I'm just going to read his statement verbatim, first of all, for our viewers and highlight the issues which the Congress is flagging. Now, this is a statement of Jairam Ramesh. What does he say? He basically says that for over a year and a half, the Congress party has been calling for radically transform GST 2.0. It was a key pledge of their manifesto as well. And then says, yesterday the Prime Minister has, as Jairam Ramesh quote unquote, woken up to the fact that economic growth will simply not accelerate unless this transformation takes place. And then later in the next paragraph, in some information, he basically hits out and points out the issues which the Congress sees with the GST, finally saying, and I'm quoting Jairam Ramesh, the Indian National Congress demands an official discussion on a wider discussion rather on the GST 2.0 very soon, that there can be an informed and wider debate on this vital and pressing national issue, says the Congress party, finally saying that the fresh GST should truly be a good and simple tax in letter, spirit and compliance, not like growth suppressing tax. That's the jibe which they are taking at the current dispensation when it comes to the GST matter. Now, what has been Amit Malviya's response or counter attack which has come from the side of the BJP? He says, and I quote him verbatim once again, if INC is so full of GST ideas, why did the UPA fail to implement GST for years? Modi government delivered the constitutional amendment. Congress boycotted the historic GST midnight launch in the parliament, going on to attack Rahul Gandhi, saying that how Rahul Gandhi had earlier attacked GST, quote unquote, degraded it as Gabbar Singh tax. Finally, Amit Malviya going on to say and directly attacking Jairam Ramesh as well. The Congress party spent years sabotaging the very tax system they desperately want to take credit for, referring directly to Jairam, saying that Jairam keeps demanding extending the GST compensation cess beyond 2026, and then saying that this is the simplification of the same, and finally goes on to say they basically want benefit without responsibility, quote unquote, typical Congress behavior. Later, Amit Malviya quoting what he calls the Congress's historical records, hitting out at what the BJP calls political opportunism of the Congress party. That's the counter coming in from the side of the BJP. So obviously a big war of words between Jairam Ramesh, direct war of words between Jairam Ramesh of the Congress and Amit Malviya of the BJP over the GST issue. Shreya.
All right, Meenakshi, thanks very much for getting us those details. Viewers, let's also listen in to what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said yesterday about the GST reform.
दिवाली में आपकी डबल दिवाली का काम मैं करने वाला। पिछले 8 साल से हमने जीएसटी का बहुत बड़ा रिफॉर्म किया। हम नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लेकर के आ रहे हैं। ये दिवाली के अंदर आपके लिए तोहफा बन जाएंगे। सामान्य मानवीय की जरूरतों के टैक्स भारी मात्रा में कम कर दिए जाएंगे। बहुत बड़ी सुविधा बढ़ेगी। हमारे एमएसएमई, हमारे लघु उद्यमी, इनको